been asked to do this job in case they wanted to try out for a part. We were regular girls who would have had no idea how to make adults feel judged based on their lack of theatrical experience. Once we had the person's paperwork, we were to hand over the pages they would be asked to read from, which Mr. Martin told us were called sides, along with a number printed on a square of paper, and then we would direct them back out to the lobby to wait. When the doors opened at 8 o'clock, so many people flooded in that Veronica and I had to hustle back to our table to get ahead of the crowd. We were instantly, overwhelmingly at work. Yes, I assured one woman and then another, if you read for Mrs. Gibbs, you'll still be considered for Mrs. Webb. What I didn't say, though it was rapidly becoming evident, was that if you read for Emily, you would still be considered for Emily's mother. In a high school production, it was not uncommon for someone 15 to play the parent of someone 17, but community theater was a different cat. That morning, the hopefuls were all ages, not just old men looking to be the stage manager, but college types who came to read for Emily and George. The Emilys wore too much makeup and dressed like the Amish girls who sold cinnamon buns at the farmer's market. The Georges slyly checked out the other Georges. Bona fide children approached our table announcing they were there to read for Wally or Rebecca. Parents must have been looking for childcare because what 10-year-old boy announces over breakfast that he wants to be Wally Webb? If all these people come back and buy a ticket, they'll have a smash on their hands, Veronica said. The whole production can go straight to Broadway and we'll be rich. How does that make us rich? I asked. Veronica said she was extrapolating. Mr. Martin had thought of everything, except clipboards, which turned out to be a real oversight. People were using our table as a desk, creating a bottleneck in the flow of traffic. I tried to decide if it was more depressing to see the people I knew or the people I didn't know. Cheryl, who worked the register at Major Market and must have been my mother's age, was holding a resume and headshot in her mittened hands. If Cheryl had always wanted to be an actress, I didn't think I could ever go to the grocery store again. Then there were the rafts of strangers, men and women bundled in their coats and scarves, looking around the gym in a way that made it clear they'd never seen it before. It struck me as equally sad to think of these people driving for who knew how long on this frozen morning because it meant they were willing to keep driving here for rehearsals and performances straight into summer. All the world's a stage, Veronica said, because Veronica could read my mind. And all the men and women merely want to be players. I accepted a resume and headshot from the father of my friend Marcia, which she pronounced Marcia. I had sat at this man's dinner table, ridden in the back seat of his station wagon when he took his family for ice cream, slept in the second twin bed of his daughter's rose-pink bedroom. I pretended not to know him, because I thought it was the kindest course of action. "Laura," he said, smiling with all his teeth, "good morning." "Some sort of crowd." I agreed that it was, then gave him his number and the sides, and told him to go back out to the lobby to wait. "Where's the restroom?" he asked. It was mortifying. Even the men wanted to know where the restroom was. They wanted to fluff up their hair that had been flattened by sock hats. They wanted to read their part aloud to themselves in the mirror to see how they looked. I told him the one by the Language Arts Center would be less crowded. "You girls look busy," my grandmother said. She came up from behind us just as Marcia's father walked away. "Do you want a part?" Veronica asked her. "I know people. I can make you a star." Veronica loved my grandmother. Everyone did. "I'm just here to take a look." My grandmother glanced back to the table in front of the stage to indicate that she would be sitting with Mr. Martin and the theater people. My grandmother